You don't have any feedback at all, Terry?
Yeah, I guess just where I wouldn't give you like a full score is because you've had some filler words or you had several filler words. But
Okay.
I
What was your score? What did you give it? What did you give her again? Was it an 8 or 9 or what was it?
Year nine,
Okay.
something around there.
Okay, let's say 8.5 then, if that's what you're going. Is that what you're going for?
Sure.
Yep. Okay, 8.5. It's gonna be 8 or 9. All right, Yashi, your score and your feedback.
I think I would also give it a 9 because it was a very good answer and she used the whole time. If there were less filler words, it would have been exactly in the time. And so that's why a 9. But the answer was great.
Awesome. Uh, Denise.
I would also give it a 9. I think the answer was really good. I think it was nice that you brought up like both sides. Just work on the filler words next time.
Jackie.
I would give it an 8. I think, yeah, I agree. There were a lot of filler words. I also think you could have cleaned up kind of what you were trying to say, because at some point it was a little bit rambly, but overall the message was really good.
Excellent. I think Leslie is trying some new ways to communicate. Leslie, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys. Can you guys hear me? Is it a
Yes.
little better?
Yeah, we can hear
Okay.
you now.
Oh, I'm using my other AirPod to speak. But I agree with what the others said as well, like an 8.5. I think that the answer was pretty well thought out. And although it was like a bit long, I think it was just because of the filler words. And I agree with the answer as well.
Okay, good. So you're getting a good 8.5 to 9. I think my opinion is that you had a great way of answering it in terms of what your content was. However, delivery was rough. It was quite rough. It was a lot of, like they said, filler words and uhs and ums, which literally puts you all 5 seconds into overtime, which puts you as a 100th point of deduction right off the bat. So think about what you want to say, have it very clear in your head, and deliver your first half and deliver your second half, which was, I'm here as a title holder to do my public service, but my own personal life is my own personal life, and it's something that I can choose to be public or not public about. It should be my choice, not under the jurisdiction of the patent itself. Right? So nice, clean, smooth delivery. I would give this, if it was smooth delivery, I give it a 9.5. Because of delivery, I give it an 8. Okay? Otherwise, good job there. Well done. All right. Denise, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, Denise. One of your newest patent sisters here. Let us do something fun for you too. Okay, here goes. Denise, here's your question. Do you support the legalization of marijuana?
Thank you for your question. I do support the legal use of marijuana. I believe that marijuana gives people different beneficials in their life, and I think that marijuana is a good way to improve our health in different aspects. And I feel like marijuana shouldn't always be looked at as a negative thing, as many people actually use it for their health. And I think that it should be legal and should not be taken as a negative impact in our community.
Excellent. 39 seconds. Just 39 seconds. Okay, excellent. So, Terry, score and feedback, please.
I think he had some filler words, so I guess like my score would probably go to around like 8.5. I think it would be good if you had some stats about like marijuana, like how many people have died or like drove under the influence compared to like alcohol. And I think comparing it to like another type of entry level gateway drug would be maybe useful. Yeah, just
Okay,
probably
good, good feedback. Excellent. Sona?
I would give it like 7.5, around that. Because like there were some pauses. Overall, the content was good. You had your points. It could have been more like organized.
Okay, better organized and a little bit more, again, more points and stats like Terry did, okay? Yashi?
I'll give it an 8 because the answer was good, but like Terry said, there should have been an argumentative side as well.
Jackie?
I'd give it a 7. I think the delivery was good, like your tone of voice and how you sounded. But I think you missed I think you missed like the end where it didn't we couldn't really tell when, or I couldn't really tell when your answer stopped. And then I think you could have added the other side of the argument also. Like
Okay.
why it would be bad.
Yes. Well, for that vote, you gave it 8, right?
7.
7, okay, 7, all right, okay. Leslie?
I'd say like a 7.5 to 8.
Please stand clear of the door.
Sorry, I'm waiting for the. Okay, but like all the other stuff was more too. I think there should have been like an argumentative side and like also just like stats and everything. Like you could probably added like how marijuana can be like abused by some people as like an argumentative side. And then also I agree, like there was like a little bit of confusion where the end of the answer was.
Good, all right, so good feedback for everyone. For me, Denise, I give you probably a 6.5 or a 7, somewhere around there. We need to work on that formula again with I bet you're brand new and you literally just got accepted like a few days ago. So we're gonna get you caught up in the lessons. But remember the formula, which is tell me what you tell me what you told me. That told me part really helps bring it together and let people know that you're done with it. So we're gonna make sure I work with you on that and make sure that's really clear. Otherwise, I like what Terry and Yashi said. You can bring in some, if you have time, or if you have a sentence you can use to bring in the closing slide. But I would have brought in like, yeah, I think this is fine as long as it is under tight regulation as you would use any prescription drug. It has benefits of glaucoma, it has benefits of blood pressure, lowering. These are very important aspects that are critical to the overall chronic health of our country. But this needs to be done on a controlled basis like any other controlled substance out there. So that's a great strong argument that you can show that you thought about it through. Okay, so overall, good job there, Denise.
Thank you.
Jackie, you ready?
Yes.
All right, Jackie, let's do something fun for you as well. Okay, let's just go over this one. Jackie, here's your question. What is your most prized possession?
Thank you for your question. My most prized possessions are my Polaroids on my wall. I have a giant wall of just Polaroids, which are pictures of that I've collected over the years, and I have about like 100 of them. And I think that this is a collection of my memories and how I've grown and the different people I've met and so many more experiences that I've experienced throughout my years that I've had my Polaroid. And I think that this lets me look back on my life and be very proud of who I've become. Thank you.
Okay, 39 seconds. Good job. Terry, score feedback, please.
I think in 2 of your sentences you sounded a little bit repetitive. I would probably give your answer overall 7.5.
Good. And that's basically some of it wasn't because it was a little bit repetitive. Is that right?
Yeah,
Okay.
if she could have had more time to say something else.
Got it. Good. Sona?
I think overall answer was good. I do collect like photos too, but it could have been more specific, like how you like grew or like about the memories. I'll give like 7.5 also.
Okay.
I
So
think
far-
could
Yeah,
have
go on. Go on.
an exact example would have been like nice to hear, like your favorite Polaroid that's on your wall. I think that would have helped you like bring up another 2 points. Sorry, forgot to say that earlier.
Great point. Yeah, so what we're getting right now is some Jackie, some specifics, maybe even a theme, like what is there a theme that that particular Polaroids on your wall represents, right? So specifics like that, right? Yashi.
I'll give it a 7.58 as well. Maybe you could have just spoke about this is my prized possession for 20 seconds, and for the other 20 seconds, you could have just like, this is my favorite Polaroid, and that's the story behind it.
Very good, excellent. Denise?
I would give it also a 7.5. I feel like you can make it a little more personal, maybe talk about the reason why you started it and which picture made you start collecting your Polaroid pictures.
Very good, excellent. And Leslie.
I'd say like a 7.5 as well. I think that you could have possibly like chose like a very memorable one or maybe your favorite one and tell the story behind it, and then also say like, because in your answer you said like you like see the progress of like how you grow as a person. You could also like ask, or I mean not ask, but, like say how that particular Polaroid or memory helped you grow as a person as well. Sorry, I was
Okay, good. So we're getting about 7.5 for you, Jackie, and I think it has to come down if you're going to give answers, especially if you're going to have an answer that's asked of something about you personally. Find some sort of example that you can use to really bring color to that answer. So instead of just like, yeah, this is what I love, like, and for example, this one Polaroid represents this moment that is very cherished by me, and go from there, okay? But it seems like that is something that will really strengthen your answers a lot. Okay, awesome. All right, good Q&A round from everybody. You guys are all improving, and the new girls are doing great. Okay, so in order to make sure we all can do this, I'm gonna reduce the interview down to 2 minutes apiece, which is gonna be freaking sprinting, not even marathon at this point. We're super sprinting. So that way, make sure we get through everybody. I will show the timer here, I think it's gonna be. And we're gonna go through, you guys remember how this works. The new girls, you guys are going to essentially either be the interviewee or the interviewer. I'll be calling on you if you're the interviewer. And then we're gonna go around real quick for scores and impressions by the judges at that moment. All right. So let's start off with Terry. Terry, you ready to do the hot seat? Okay. Here is the timer, and I'm gonna call on Sona to start. And go. Sona, you're on mute.
Hi Terry, why did you join Miss Asian Global?
Thanks for your question. I joined Miss Asia Global to use MAG as a platform to network and to talk about how to create generational wealth for most families. Most families don't really know much about how to protect their assets, and I wanted to use MAG to teach as many families as possible from how to do that and to avoid the probate process.
Yashi?
Hi, Terry. What does it mean to be a woman in this generation?
I think that being a woman in this generation means that you have to be confident and you want to share, self-love and education, knowledge with other women that are in your life so that you can bring other women up along with yourself.
Jackie?
Hi Terry, how do you express your self-love?
I express my self-love in many ways. I actually do a lot of seminars for generational wealth building at many different places. I've done them at schools, I've done them at senior communities, and I've also done them at some libraries in my local communities. So expressing this love for my knowledge, for my career is a way that I like to help families learn.
Judge Denise?
Hi, Terry. What does having a title mean to you?
I think that earning a MAG title is going to be really big for me just because that I've always been quite the introvert. And it's really hard for me to do these Q&As, interview sessions with you guys. I do
And
get
thank you so much for your interview session. That was wonderful. Please
anytime.
follow me out there. We'll be bringing a new delegate. Thank you so much, Terry. That is what's going to happen if you do not keep an eye on the clock.
Yeah.
So you guys, please, 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 as you see, make sure you keep an eye on the clock. It's literally everything you're juggling. It's listening to the question, answering, with grace and intelligence, and also keeping one eye on the clock at the same time, right? So again, with Yashi, I would have either try to stretch the answer out under 20 seconds or just be ready to run like hell when Denise asked the question, because at that time you had literally 18 seconds to answer the question. Okay, so play that game. Know that if you're around the 20-something mark, you have to make that choice. Do I stretch it out to another? Can I bring out more 20 seconds more stuff to talk about without making it sound like I'm just rambling? If so, great, do it. If not, you better be able to hit that ground running for a 15-second answer. Or whatever the next question is. So you got to make that quick choice from that time, okay? Keep an eye on the clock at all times. But otherwise, I would love to hear Sona's score, Judge Sona's scores, and feedback.
Overall, I would give like 8. I think you could have also given, I think, more. But I think you did give a lot of your example. So yeah, 8.
Cool. Yashi?
It was a 9 for me. You answered every question and you did not have to think, like, just took time to think, what should I say? And I liked it.
What? Jackie?
Also a 9 for me. I think your answers were very fluid. And I don't really have anything bad to say. So.
Denise?
I would also give it a 9. The flow of your answers were really good and you sounded prepared.
Excellent. Leslie?
I'd also give it like an 8 to a 9. I think that all the answers were pretty well thought out and you answered every question very diligently.
All right, you're killing it there, Terry. Nicely done. Excellent. All right. I'd say I thought you did really well. Just keep an eye on your clock. Okay, that's my biggest feedback for you. Okay. Are you ready, Sona? Okay, and we're gonna start off with Terry. Ready? 1, 2, 3, and go.
What do you think is your biggest strength?
Thank you for this question. I think my biggest strength is the love for the community. I have my own nonprofit organization called Harar Foundation, and we operate under the mission of advocating through art. And I have been very dedicated into community works, such as advocating for immigrants and also survivors for domestic violence. And I believe that this is my biggest strength, that I love my community so much. I love representing my Korean community in the US, and I really want to spread the positive impact that I hope I can. Thank you.
Judge Leslie.
Hi, Sona. Sorry. What would be your proudest moment working in that nonprofit organization?
Sorry, I couldn't hear the last part of the question. Can you repeat it, please?
Sorry. So you said you work at the nonprofit organization. So what is your proudest moment working there?
I actually do work at the nonprofit organization as a paralegal, and the proudest moment I had, my biggest responsibility in that organization is organizing pro bono legal clinics for people, and a lot of them are from poverty or a very going through a hard time. And some of the clients after the clinic tell me that I've saved their lives and they really got so much help that can change their life. And that was my proudest moment.
Jackie,
What is your favorite way to spend your weekend?
My favorite way to spend the weekend is going to the beach and the park because I am a very outdoorsy person and I do value my personal health a lot. So I love exercising outside under the sun, and that's my favorite thing to do during the weekend. Thank you.
well done. Good job on keeping your time there. Okay, feedback from Terry.
I
And
think it's really good. I don't really have any comments, so probably like 9 or 10.
excellent. Yashi,
9 or 10. I don't have anything bad to say as well.
you guys
That
are
was
just,
great.
I love it. Okay, great. Denise,
I would also give it a 9. I like you did sound really prepared as well.
okay, excellent. Thank you. Leslie,
Yeah, same thing, 9 or 10. There's literally no flaws in that. I feel like it was very thought out and very well done.
excellent. And Jackie,
I agree. It was perfect.
I expect you guys to kill the interview during pageant week, okay? At this rate. Like, I want to see nothing but 10s coming out of those judges' score pads. You guys are doing very well, by the way. Okay, now it's time for us to put our new girls on the hot seat. So let's put Denise on there first, and we'll start off with Yashi. Are you ready, Yashi? Again, Denise, don't forget to keep an eye on the clock, okay?
Got it.
And go.
Hi, Denise. What is your favorite Disney character and why?
My favorite Disney character is Ariel from The Little Mermaid. I've always loved her for being unique and being different from the rest of the other princesses, and her story just really touched me because of her relationship with her father. I feel like I have the same relationship with my dad as well.
Judge Jackie?
What's your favorite cuisine and why?
My favorite cuisine would be Filipino food, obviously because it's what I grew up with and it just reminds me a lot of my childhood and it just reminds me of home. It brings me a lot of comfort.
Judge Leslie?
What is your favorite memory with your father and why?
My favorite memory with my father was when the first time he brought me to the aquarium, it was called Manila Ocean Park. It was a really fun day and I was really young, so I was really fascinated by all the waters and the marine animals, and I still vividly remember that day.
Judge Sona? And you're
Where do you want to travel?
I would love to travel to Europe. It's the only continent that I've never been to, and I want to explore the different cultures and foods that they have over there.
Judge Terry?
If you could go back in time and change something, what would it be?
I would go back to my middle school years and tell myself to be more confident and only worry about myself, not care about what others think. I think that would help me grow up in a better mental health and more self-confidence and self-love.
Excellent. Great job. Right on the dot there. And I think you hit all the judges, which is pretty cool. Awesome. Okay, so Yashi, what score and feedback?
I give it a 9, and all the answers were very well versed, and like she answered all of the judges, so she did a great job.
Oh, awesome. Jackie?
I give it an 8. I think you talked very well, but I think when you're answering the questions, you should provide a little more information about yourself or like add something so that the judges can base their questions off of what your last answer was.
That makes sense. I would, when you answered about the food, I know you talked about childhood, maybe talk about one dish in particular, one of your favorite Filipino dishes and why that particular dish. Like, I'm not a Filipino, but I love salads. So that's something that I love because I love breakfast foods. So something like that could bring a little more depth into your answer. This may be an example. Okay. Judge Leslie, score and feedback.
I give it like an 8 or 9 as well. I think that you timed your questions and like your answers very well. I think like again, like you should have given like maybe a little bit more context or more detail in your answers so they would seem a little bit more together and put well.
Judge Sona?
Yeah, I would also give like a like for example everything like others said, like for example for the Disney princess one, you said like oh like Ariel and like that's like similar to your relationship your that and like I thought you were gonna say more, but you stopped. So I really wanted to hear more, but that was it. So it would be nice to have more stories since like interviews not like 45 seconds each.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, more. You're saying great stuff, but I think we all want more. So I don't know if Terry is there to give your feedback. She seemed to have stepped away. So if that's the case, then overall, I thought you did a great job there, Denise. I would probably give you a 7 because you have great content, but across the board, I just want to hear more of your story. I know that you only have 2 minutes, but you don't, even I'd rather you give me really good answers and only get through 3 of the judges than really short answers that where I want to hear more in all 5 of the judges. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Okay, Leslie, are you ready? Leslie?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, hopefully we can hear your answers. And
Hopefully, I'm sorry if you don't.
okay, we're gonna try to do this. All right. Let's kick off with you, Jackie. Are you ready? All right, and Jackie, start us off.
What is your favorite hobby and why?
My favorite hobby would be dance. And the reason why is because I think it's a way to express myself non-verbally. And it also helps me grow as a person, mostly because I do Chinese dance. So it also gives me a way to learn more about my heritage, learn more about my traditions, and just overall my culture as well.
Judge Denise.
What is your favorite thing to do to spend time with your family?
My favorite thing to do to spend time with my family would probably to go eat some dim sum. And the reason why is because we used to do that every weekend, but we haven't been doing that ever since like we were a little older. So it would be really nice to just catch up with my family, see what they're doing, and then also to see my other relatives as well, and just updating each other on our lives and laughing and joking around. Because I think that family time is also very important. Thank you for your question.
Okay. Judge Yashi.
If you were one food for your life, what would you be?
Sorry, can you repeat that question?
If you were to be one food, what would you be?
If I were to be one food, I would be xiaolongbao. And mostly because I love xiaolongbao, but I also think that xiaolongbao is something that looks quite simple, but there's a lot of like flavor and juices to it. So it's like a little surprise whenever you're eating xiaolongbao. So maybe I look simple, but I'm full of surprises.
Thank you so much. And we're only at 4 seconds. So be careful. Are you able to see the clock there? Leslie?
Yeah. It's a little bit laggy, so I'm not sure if I was talking.
That's all right.
enough
That's
for-
right. Yeah, just
yeah.
be careful. Like 5 seconds. I've seen judges see 8 seconds and clock like, okay, in 5 seconds, tell me this. So
Okay.
don't give them that window. All right. My advice is do not do that. That puts you at a huge disadvantage of trying to do that like in 5 seconds. But okay, overall, feedback from Jackie and score.
I think it was pretty good. In the beginning, I heard you like explain why or like what got you into Chinese dancing and like other things that we could have based your or like ask questions based off your answer. And I think that was good. So I would give it like a 9.
9. Okay, excellent. Denise.
I would give it a 7 or 8. I think we got a good overview of your personality, but I would have liked more details.
Okay, more detail on like some more depths, right?
Yeah.
Okay, okay, good. Yashi.
I'd give it an 8 too because you started off really well, but at the end you just kind of started toning down your answers. You wanted to, I don't know, get over with it. So 8.
Okay, excellent, good observation. Sona.
I would give like 7.5. I liked your first answer, how you tied like things to your heritage and everything. And I really liked how you started off with the xiaolongbao example that looks simple, but there's a lot of flavor inside. You could have like tied yourself and give like an example or so for the leftover 5 seconds, then I would have given like a 9 overall.
Yeah, exactly. I was hoping you'd use the last 5 seconds to give a little more, or even what your favorite flavor of Xiaolong Bao would be, right? I don't know if you're there, Terry, or not, but you might be offline, so that's okay. We'll move on. Okay, good job. I probably give you an 8. Great for your first start there, Leslie. More detail, bring more personality, and when I say personality, more personal information into your answers, like exactly what Yashi said, and maintain your energy throughout the entire interview, like from the beginning to the very end. Okay. Otherwise, great job. Yashi, are you ready? Okay, let's start off with Sona. Are you ready, Sona? And go.
Hi, why did you join Miss Asian Global?
I joined Miss Asian Global because I wanted an opportunity to show the world who I am and what I stand for. I believe Miss Asian Global is a platform that really helps me show what heritage I come from, and I am very proud of it.
Excellent. Judge Leslie. Leslie?
Sorry, I was not. I thought I was unmuted. What is your most like your memory that made you grow the most as a person?
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
What is the memory or an experience that made you grow the most?
The memory that I have that has still stuck with me is when I first went for my private pilot check ride. That is something that I had never thought would make such a big impact on me because it tested my patience, it tested my mental and physical strength, and it has shaped me into a much more confident and vigilant pilot. Thank you.
Judge Denise?
What is your favorite holiday and why?
My favorite holiday has to be this Indian festival called Diwali. It is called the Festival of Light, and as the name suggests, it is filled with lights and sweets and just happiness all around. It has a special memory in my heart because I haven't been able to visit my family for 4 years, and I have been spending it alone. But when I was with my family, we used to cook a lot of sweets on this festival, visit other people's houses, and just have a great time burning firecrackers and just enjoying. Thank you so much.
Excellent, excellent use of all the time there. Good job. Okay. Terry, from what you have heard, are you able to give a score and feedback?
I'll probably give you an 8 or 9. Just sounded really fluid and smooth. I think you had a little bit of filler word, so I think that would prevent you from like a higher score. That's it.
Excellent. Sona? I think you're on mute.
I'll give you a 9 before the feedback. I think like judges could also tell you were stretching like the last sentence. There were like 7 ands. So except for that, I would still give you a 9.
Very good. Excellent. Leslie, feedback and score?
I'd say an 8 or 9 as well. I think that you allotted your time very well. Just the ending was a little bit stretched out, but overall, I think the answers were very thought out and you answered them very well.
Great job.
Sorry, I
Denise?
just got off.
I would also give it an 7 or an 8. I think you started off really strong. And then could probably work on like ending it better so that you don't drag it out.
And Jackie.
I think it was really good. I think you did a good job of adding your personal experiences and uh oh, I would give it a 9. I think it would have been a 10 if there weren't so many filler words, but that's it.
Good. So overall, yeah, you're doing very well there. You're hitting around the 8.59 mark there, Yashi. And yeah, just a little filler words. And if you're going to stretch it out, make it not so obvious that you're stretching it out. But otherwise, great job on making sure that you cover your bases on that. So good job. And obviously, I love the pilot answer. I wanted to hear more about how that was something that really was a huge life-changing experience for you. Okay. Okay, down to you, Jackie, our last interviewee. Let's start off with Denise. You ready, Denise?
Yeah.
All right, and go.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
In 10 years, I see myself living a healthy life, exercising well, having enough money to provide for myself without my parents, and to be living independently on my own. And yeah, that's where I would see myself in 10 years.
Yashi?
If you woke up as a guy one day, what is the first thing you would do?
The first thing I would do if I woke up as a guy is probably sprint a mile. I think because I run track, I feel that a lot of my injuries and things that have prevented me from running as fast as I possibly can is because of certain injuries like my plantar fasciitis, which is having flat feet. And I feel that if I was a guy, I'd have a lot more strength to endure longer distances and faster paces.
Carrie?
How would you give back to the Mac community if you were to get a title?
If I were to give back to the MAG community, I would try to help other young girls, such as myself, to realize that their potential is much more than they think it is. Because as I started off learning about MAG, I shut down the idea completely because I thought it was far out of my comfort zone. So it took me a while to actually let myself get into the MAG community. But once I did, it completely absorbed me, and I thought that it was the greatest thing I could have done as someone who's only 18 and is still currently in high school. And that is what I would contribute.
Excellent, good job. Well done. Okay. So, feedback from you, Terry. Let's go.
I know you're only 18, but when the first question was, what would you do in 10 years? I think your answer for me just kind of felt disappointing because I was just like, oh, like your only goal is to be like financially independent. I would think that you would want to achieve a lot more when you're at 28. But outside of that answer, I thought everything flowed very well. It was just that answer was a little bit disappointing. So I think if you readjust it, if you were to get that in the future, I would probably give you like a 9.
Yeah, makes sense. I like that. Sona.
I do agree too, except for the first answer. Overall, I could even give like more than 9, but I'm 28 right now, and health is really important, but like career is also important too. And I think like judges will be way older than me, so they would be expecting a little more like passion in that too.
Right. Yashi?
I would give it an 8, because you've answered so many questions so well, but I think this time you used a lot of like that, and it just kind of hindered your answers a bit. So 8.
Oh yeah, watch the filler words. Denise?
I would also give it an 8. All the other questions were good except yeah, for like the first one, I think judges would appreciate more about like your career rather than just like a personal goal.
Excellent, thank you. And Leslie.
I agree with what everyone said. Like the first question could have been like talking about your passions and like your goals as well. And then that you can like transfer that into like what kind of job you want, career you want. But the other questions were very well thought out, and I thought that you answered them really well.
Yeah.
So I'd say like an 8 or 9, yeah.
Okay, good. So takeaway message here, and I agree with them. Your way you're answering is good. A little bit, watch the field words a little bit more. When they ask you, what do you see yourself in 10 years? Yeah, of course you gotta make sure you take care of yourself and you're solvent and you're able to like support yourself. But they probably also opening door for you to show them what's the impact you want to make behind. And you already have such a powerful message. You want to help a lot of students who are in high school, even early in high school, have the support system that you didn't have so that they would have a more level playing field on applying to college and getting the extracurriculars and knowing what to do. That's something that you can say, I want to have a nice stable job, but specifically doing the mission I want to do, which is this right here. And so hopefully I can create my own business, a system, or work for a community or a nonprofit or a for-profit organization that actually helps in these areas. So obviously I want to make sure I'm self-sufficient, but I want to make sure what I'm doing in some way capacity actually affects this particular impact is really important to me. Okay. Otherwise, great job. And look at that, 7:02. We did Q&As and interviews. Nicely done, guys. Okay. So let me see. I don't think I'm gonna have Q&A next year with you guys, or next week with you guys. So but the next time I see you guys is probably gonna be in person at the orientation, or at least on Zoom during orientation, unless you're flying out to meet us, Yashi. And as a pilot, I wouldn't doubt it that you do that on your own in your own plane.
I wish. I am not that rich.
If you were gonna fly a plane on your own, Yashi, how long would it take a Cessna, I guess, to come out here? 3 days?
Probably. It would take more than 1 day though.
Not many people can say that. Not many people can say, I'll hop in my plane, I'll see you in, across the nation. That's actually the fact that you can actually do that at all on your own is pretty impressive. So wonderful. So otherwise, I'm gonna see a lot of you guys in person on the 11th, I'm assuming, and some of you online that are out of state. But yeah, that's the next time. So keep an eye on the thread that you guys have. I'll make sure you guys get all the instructions, but you guys should all already be on the invite and have the location and everything, the time to appear, right? If the dress code, if you guys are curious, is essentially just a nice little dressy casual. Doesn't have to be super dressy, but just wear something nice because we probably can take some photos. And make sure you guys are able to come if you're able to on May 12th. That is a welcome barbecue as well as a Mother's Day barbecue. So feel free to bring your mom and your dad if you want to, and they can come and meet the whole Mag family, your new Mag family on top of that. Okay. So otherwise, if you have any questions, send them to me directly or in the thread if you feel like other people might want to know. But I'm excited, and by that time, we might have double the size of your class by then. Okay. Okay. I will see you guys. I'll see you guys soon. All right. Okay. Take care, everyone. Bye.
Bye.